Hey guys, it's Eric and Sandy. We are here at, where's the sign? Vogue Knitting Live. Sandy is going to be at the booth of Nice and Knit, and I'm going to be at Primrose, and well, you're going to see this after the fact. So, wish you were here. It's nice to see you if you are here. Bye.
Hey everybody. So it's a little bit later on Tuesday than I had anticipated in getting this video up. But here's the thing, sometimes stuff happens, and today is one of those days that just technology gremlins got the better of us. So there was a bunch of video that Sandy and I recorded for my part of the podcast that just halfway through the largest part of it kind of went kaput. So instead you get me talking to you this way instead. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just put all the rest of it that did survive on, and you know what? C'est la vie. It happens. I'm sure you will forgive us. At least I hope you will. Anyway, I hope you're all very well, and I hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.
So welcome back. And just because it may be a bit confusing if you had just watched this as on the Sticks Plus Twine channel, then this is actually part 2 that you're watching, but all the same foregoing introductions apply. So welcome back. We are back in. We've reset everything here because there's still a lot to talk about, y'all. I'm going to talk about finished objects first. Then I'm going to talk about work in progress and then future knitting. And I'm pointing to myself so I remember what order I'm going to do this in. So first things first, there's a pair of socks. Bam, just off the needles. This is, for me, I think it's a pretty special colorway. This is my first Rhinebeck exclusive purchase. This is the Miss Babs 2016, her exclusive colorway. This is in her Hot Shot.
It's beautiful.
Yarn, which is, I think, great for socks. But it's funny because it's 400 yards. Normally, I have a certain leg length that I like to follow, and then the foot length. And I just kept going on these. I was watching TV, just kept going and went, oh, crikey, I've gone a little further than I meant to go. Hope I have enough to finish. And it turns out, I did 2 exactly matching, and they're a little longer in the leg for both of them, but I love them. Like they actually, this colorway is amazing, and it really does remind me of Rhinebeck.
It does, like apples.
The red leaves, the green foliage, the blue skies, like, yeah, and it feels so nice. Like these are going to be awesome socks. They're just vanilla socks. When I have these stronger colors, I like to just do vanilla because it really just shows off the color. It's not about the pattern, it's about the color. Fish lips, kiss heel, 72 stitch on 2.25 millimeter needles. That's my standard recipe. And I always do, now I do a 3x1 ribbed cuff. That's my standard.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
Well, because it just disappears, right?
Yeah.
Like the ribbing just disappears where you don't see any of the pearl in there, but it really stays up nice. Mm-hmm. I do 20 rows. Rounds of the rib, and I always do the rounded toe from Mina, the knitting expat. Mm-hmm. I really like how the toe fits on me, so I'm sure it wouldn't fit everybody if you've got a really sort of pointy foot or something, but for me it works well.
They're beautiful. I love these.
Me too. I can't take any credit for the yarn, but I can take credit for the knitting. The second thing I'll show you is I did this just before Christmas, but I haven't recorded since then. This is the Bulletproof Aran hat. And this is in the Gaynor Homestead undyed Aran weight wool. And I was a little worried about this one because I didn't gauge swatch like I never do for hats. I'm kind of silly that way. Either. But I was worried because I thought, oh, it looks small, it's going to be tight. The brim is really long, which I kind of like. But I'm going to take off my glasses because I look stupid in hats and glasses. But it fits. Like, this would have been great in the polar vortex. Mm-hmm. Right, it fits really nicely. Yeah. I can barely hear myself, so if I'm yelling, tell me. But it's super cozy, and it's, I don't know, I just really, really like it. And it's bulletproof. Like, it's tight enough of a knit that there's nothing getting through here.
It reminds me of, I have an aunt who, growing up, just knit. She used to give everyone sweaters and knit vests and hats and scarves. Like, I don't know how she did it all. Right. But she always knit hats in this color.
Oh, really?
Always. And it, like, as soon as you pulled it out, I was like, oh my gosh, I recognize that
It's such a natural, beautiful color of wool. And their wool is fantastic. So the Gaynor family Homestead. I forget what their exact link is, but Google something around there, you'll find them. They're a small family-owned farm in Ontario, out near London, where they have honey and they keep honeybees. Their honey is amazing. They grow their own stuff for tea. They make teas, and their yarn is awesome. Like, I really recommend it. I'm sure that there are other people, that make, sort of family stuff, but just knowing exactly where this came from makes me feel happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love this little honeycomb waffle that's here, and the little seed stitch panel. Like,
it's beautiful.
And it smells sheepy in a good way.
Yeah. Oh, but it's soft.
Yeah.
So it's rustic, but it's soft.
It's rustic, but it's soft.
Oh, it's really nice.
I think it's Rambouillet. I think that's what she said it was. I think it's Rambouillet.
It almost feels like there's a bit of cotton in it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm almost positive it's Rambouillet.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I love it. Or is it Cormo? I think it's Rambouillet.
It's really nice.
Whatever. It's nice.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say. It's nice. Okay. So there's that. And I have one more finished object. Can you imagine? I've been on a roll lately.
You have.
I have. So Sandy and I cast on New Year's Eve for our sort of informal, casual, like just between us, let's do something together. So we both cast on the 3-color Cashmere Cowl, which I have made one before.
I'm going to show mine too.
Yeah. So there's mine. Mine is done.
Mine is not.
Sandy's is not. As yet, it will be.
It will be.
It will be. But I did mine in Nice and Knit in their fingering base. And for the life of me, I don't know where the labels are, but I have a project page on Ravelry that has all the colors already marked in it. Well, that's a good way to show it off.
It is. Is that autumn?
This is autumn.
That's autumn.
So that's the color that if you watch part 1, which I'm sure you will, Sandy's got a whole project to do in worsted in this colorway. Mm-hmm. But I love the way this looks. Now, I will say, I have not had a chance to block this. It's a little bit tight around the neck currently.
Now, was your first one like that?
No, but when I made my first one, so I've got something I've got like fluff up my nose. I did not know anything about anything as a knitter then, and I ordered Quince & Co. Mm-hmm. And I did it in their sport/DK weight, and I didn't know anything about anything. And I went up a needle size, so it's quite nice around the neck. It's not...
Because I find this small.
I thought it was a bit small too, but I'm kind of suspecting once I block it, I will block it. Yeah, I'll block it horizontally, I think.
Me too, because it looks a little bit small for a cowl.
Yeah, but I do like the colors. What's interesting is this lace panel doesn't show up very much in the darker color, and I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. I didn't mind doing the lace, but I don't want it to be overtly lacy.
And fancy looking.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I have a hard time doing lace because I get distracted easily.
Me too.
When I'm knitting, and I always screw it up, and then I have to tink back. And so I was talking with Kelsey one day, and she's just basically said, don't be silly. Every repeat, put a stitch marker in, because that way you'll always know if you're on track or not. And
I'm going to do that.
I was just like, but it's like 60 repeats or something of this lace pattern.
Yeah, but we have the stitch markers.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like,
and
what am I
do
doing?
It once.
Yeah, don't be cheap with the stitch markers, right? Like, I have so many of these things. What am I worried about?
Yeah, I think I'm going to, too.
That's my piece of advice. Courtesy of Kelsey of Primrose Yarn Co. Just put in the stitch markers and do it, because it'll save you all the aggravation. So that's what I did.
It's kind of too bad that you have to knit so much before you get to that pop of color.
Though, once it's on your neck, when it sort of scrunches down, like the pop of color is actually a lot more evident than you think.
Yeah, and the look is beautiful, but just...
Yeah.
As a knitter,
I'm
kind of excited to get to that part.
Yeah, I hear you.
And I have seen some projects on Ravelry where they put in a stripe.
I've seen that before as well.
And I kind of like that too.
And I don't know if it's part of the pattern or not, or if I just zoomed right past that.
I don't think it is. I think it was just an added
Yeah, I think it's a good
modification.
Thing to add. I did inadvertently modify because I just kept knitting and forgot that you don't actually do this kind of striping. The striping is actually different in the pattern.
Oh.
But I didn't read it. And we were knitting at
the
Vogue
airport
and at
too,
the airport,
right?
and I just said, oh, forget it. I'll just do my own thing. So that's that.
I love it.
So that's my last finished object. Talk a little bit about what I'm working on right now, because I'm trying to finish off a bunch of projects. And one that I had cast on at Rhinebeck is my Jujika Cowl
When did you cast that one on?
at Rhinebeck.
But was it after I left? Because I
Yes.
don't remember.
Yeah, it was the day after I think you left. Cindy was one of my lovely housemates at Rhinebeck.
I love this so much. I saw this when it came out in the really graphic contrast colors, and
Yeah.
I was like, I would love to have that.
And this was a Brooklyn Tweed pattern from Olga Baraya-Kefalian that she did in the first capsule collection. And I'm like you, I think I bought the pattern before even capsule came out. It was like an early release. So I'm in love with it.
I am too.
These are two of the new-ish Brooklyn Tweed Loft colors that they did this fall. The greener one is, I think, Yellowstone. And I forget what the lighter one is. I think that's actually an existing color they had. Foothills, maybe? Yeah, it's Foothills. And I will say that because it is all colorwork, those are my floats on the inside. You know, show your floats. My floats are okay. It's going to be really warm because you end up doubling it and then grafting it all together. So it ends up coming out, you know, not quite so deep. It's maybe about like that. So I'm almost finished. But I decided not to catch any of the floats in here because you're never going to see them. They're never going to catch. It's all going to be enclosed.
Yeah.
So it's making it go a little bit faster. Would I make it again? Probably not. I think once is enough.
It looks like a lot of work.
It's a
quite
lot
big.
of work. And
Yeah.
it's quite big. It's easy. Like the pattern's really, really easy. But it's a lot of color work for one cowl. But
Yeah.
I can't wait to have it finished. Like I really want this one. It'll be a fun one to wear. So that one is in progress. I think I'm about, call it 80 to 85% finished. The grafting is going to be interesting. There's two ways to do it. You can either do it with a 3-needle bind off, or you can do 2-color Kitchener to close the whole thing. I'm kind of thinking to do the 2-color Kitchener.
Oh, really?
I'm going to do it.
I would
I think
pick
I'm
the
going to try
3-needle
it.
bind off,
I would
yeah.
probably do that too, but
Yeah.
I want to try it. Like I never know till I try, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to push myself a little bit to try and get that one done. But
It's
that
really
one,
squishy.
it's
I like it.
super squishy, and once it blocks,
Yeah.
like all of the rippling that's happening, that's just because of the variation as the pattern shifts. The color work, my floats are actually fine underneath. It's the pattern that's pulling in different directions. So it'll block out completely flat, which will be nice. And you do block it before you graft it. So that's part of the instruction. So
That makes sense.
wish me luck. So that's
Good
that
luck.
one.
It'll be
Thank
great.
you. I'm getting fluff up my nose from all this yarn. So, 3 more projects to talk about. My God, there's a lot on the go today.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about these next. So, these are a couple of swatches I did. These are swatches for the Migration Cardigan, which is a Brooklyn Tweed pattern, I believe by Stacy Gerber. And I am not going to lie, here's like true confessions time. My Radmere cardigan is in this color, which is Tent, which is Brooklyn Tweed Shelter.
It's one of my favorite colors.
It is
There's
one of my
like-
faves. Like, check, oh, hopefully,
It's a little dark in here.
there you go.
Can you see the color?
You can see the color a little. Oh, that's perfect.
there,
Yeah.
right?
So here's the thing, guys. I was inspired by a couple of people who were posting before the holidays that, you know, life is too short to knit things you're not happy with.
Yeah.
And I am not happy with my progress on my Radmere cardigan, which originally I had bought all this Brooklyn Tweed Shelter to knit on. And it's not that the pattern's not beautiful, and it's not that I don't like it. There's sort of 2 things that have made me decide I'm going to frog it. I love the yarn too much to just let it sit there and go to waste. And I don't think I'm ever going to finish the Radmere. Having 11 charts per panel.
Wow.
I think it's
Now,
9 on the. I think it's 9 on the sleeve and 11 on the
Oh
the
my
body.
gosh. And how much have you knit already?
I've knit about 3/4 of the back and half of one sleeve. So it's not like I'm within spitting distance of the finish line. Like I've still got quite a bit to go. And I just dread working on it. I don't want to work on it. It's someday maybe when I've knit through a whole bunch of other stuff, but it's such a commitment. I don't want to do it anymore. So I've made the decision to frog it all back, and I'm going to do the Migration Cardigan instead, which is 2 charts for the whole thing.
Much more manageable.
Much more manageable, and the repeats are a lot more easily understood. There's still cables to it. It's a unisex pattern, which, you know, anybody who's watched me for a while knows that I am a big fan of patterns that say they're unisex actually being unisex. It's got these sort of staghorn cables and a bit of sort of textured bits between them, so they sort of like glue together, comes up. And it'll be really, really nice. It'll give me the chance to use the yarn that I bought for a cardigan, which is what I really need in my wardrobe. I don't really have any. So that'll be perfect. So that's coming up soon.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Like,
you're right though. As much as it's beautiful, if you're not enjoying it.
and it's not that I mean, I love cables, but I can't do anything else when I'm knitting on it. It needs like 100% focus.
Yeah. And you can do that for a
And-
hat. But an entire sweater is
It's a lot.
of time.
It's a lot. Like Shamika made the Aspen cardigan, which is essentially the women's version of the Radmere, but it's like knee length. How she did that, I have no idea.
Wow.
Well, it's Shamika.
Yeah, but she's a unicorn.
Yeah, that's right. Shamika, you're our unicorn. You're fabulous. So, I applaud anybody who's done it and made it. And Michelle Wong, you're like, girl, I love you, but it's a bit much. I think I bit off more than I was prepared to chew. So I'm going to spit it out, unwind all of it. I'm not sure if I'm going to soak the yarn and like reskein it, or if I'm just going to knit from it and just let it, just throw caution to the wind. But anyway, that's coming up. Speaking of Brooklyn Tweed, a new pattern came out in their winter collection that I really, really like. And I'm not sure how we're going to show this, but we'll try. It's a hat called the Treefolds hat. I'm going to try because maybe it's yellow. No, block.
What if I do it this way?
Anyway, it's called the Treefolds hat. It's a cabled hat. It looks more like traveling stitches more than cables per se, right? It's not a traditional like winding cable. It's more geometric. So I picked up 2 skeins of Peerie, which is what it calls for. Now, this is the burnished colorway, which is this sort of gold brown, which is so not me. Like, it's not what I would normally buy, but I'm sort of going down this road of evolving my color palette from just like Grello and stuff, because I do love gray. You've seen the jewel tones happening, so I think I'm just broadening my color acceptance.
Yeah. And maybe you have knit enough in that for now.
I think maybe. And I think also my wardrobe basically is a lot of solids, right? Where like a lot of denim, gray, let's see, chambray and gray. It's kind of my uniform. So I kind of feel like maybe adding more accessories in different colors that's why, because it goes with everything else.
Yeah.
But I'm loving this color, this burnished.
It's
what do you think?
beautiful.
Did you ever think I would pick something like this?
I don't know, but when I see it here, I do. Like,
Yeah.
it suits you. And it, like, I don't know, I'm looking at
Yeah,
what
when you're starting to sort of, the palette it's very much an earthy palette. It's a warmer, earthier palette. Maybe after last year being so, like, emotional, maybe I'm thawing. Maybe my heart is thawing. I don't know. Anyway, so that's
a good thing.
Yes.
And it's
Never
nice
thought
to
that
just
would
do
happen.
projects a little bit outside of what you normally do. Because, I mean,
right.
I'm the same. I tend to, purple and...
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're looking at your stash for a new project. You're like, everything's purple. But I love it.
Yeah, but sometimes we get to be a bit much of ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's a hat pattern that I will be using relatively soon. And then, so not this past Christmas, but the previous 2 Christmases, no, it was actually not 18, it was probably 2016. My parents gave me a whole bunch of stone wool Cormo for Christmas. Not enough to do any like big project with, but enough that I had sort of a whole bunch of it in 3 different colors. And the 3 different colors that I had were the tobacco range. So surprise, here's, 3 colors in brown, essentially. So there's like, this one is tobacco 3, tobacco 2, and tobacco 1. So I do have enough to do a sweater in 3 colors, but I don't have enough brain power to figure out how to do sort of a color blocked version of it. I've thought about stripes, I've thought about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So I thought, rather than making my life really difficult, I'm going to find patterns that I like that will utilize some of these. And the one that I really liked was the Pierre shawl by Stephen West, which we will try and put a picture in here as well. And it's actually a 4-color gradient worsted weight shawl, which I thought would be perfect.
It would be.
Because I'll convert it just to 3 colors.
Yeah.
Right? There's one, I think he's got another version that's got maybe 2 colors. it'll be easy enough to figure out because it's more about a texture than about a color break. So I'm going to turn some of this into that, and then the rest, who knows? But this will take a good, at least half of that to get get finished. And I can't wait to use like as I'm pulling these out together, where is it? Indian Lake Artisans needles
with
the Stonewall Cormo. Like, it just, the aesthetic of it is just, this is why we craft, right? It's not just about the thing at the end.
No, it's about the process and all the tools, materials. Yeah.
And I'm like loving this Cormo. It is so squishy and bouncy. Like, I really like it. And I think where there's a lot of like textured components to it. There's a lot of ribbing in it. There's like, I don't know, I just feel like this is going to be really, really nice. Like ribbing through knitting through the back loop and all that sort of stuff, where it'll be a really cool pop of texture. I think this is going to be really nice with those.
It's a beautiful twist too to it.
Yeah.
You can probably see it.
Yeah, I think it's only 2-ply, right? It looks like 2-ply. It doesn't say. But this is Twig and Horn's Stonewall Cormo, which they just had new colors come out in these, but I've had these for quite a while.
It's beautiful.
And I pulled them out special just to show today. Just for you guys. Wow. Whew. That's a lot.
Yeah. Is that everything?
That's everything.
So you have a lot. But what are you, like, what next? Like, what's going to be
the next thing? So I'm going to finish the Jujika Cowl next. And then I'm going to try and have one new project and one old project.
That's a good idea.
You inspired me to do that because I really want to wrap up a lot of the stuff that's sitting on the needles. So,
and I got that from Trish, Tie-Dye Diva.
Oh, okay.
She is so sweet, and I was watching one of her podcasts, and she was saying and I love this, she likes to have 3, because she said people were always asking her, how do you knit so much? How do you get it done so fast? And she's like, well, I do one sweater on the needles, one shawl or something for her neck on the needles, and then one small project, either like a hat, a sock, whatever. So it's like that's 3 awesome. At one time.
Yeah.
You can jump between it. The sweater can be on hold for a little while if you're not into it.
Yeah.
But I don't think she will start another sweater
until that one is done. That's a really good plan.
I love that idea. Yeah. So I've been trying that, and so far it's working.
I like that. And I have, like, I want to do this hat with this one. I don't have a hat on the needles right now that I feel like, well, I do actually, but it's one that I could finish. Yes. So I think what I'm going to do is I really like that. I have a list of all the projects I want to do this year. I have 36 projects I want to finish.
Wow.
Well, remember, that's my Knitter's New Year, I think, is Rhinebeck, right? So I have 36 from Rhinebeck to Rhinebeck.
Yeah.
But I'll give myself the stretch to the end of the calendar year as well. But I'm going to be away all of October, and it's not going to be anywhere where I can knit. It's going to be hot. So, not that you can't knit. Maybe I'll just do socks. I can do socks. But I feel like I have 1 or 2 shawls that I still need to finish that are on the needles that I could sort of like swap in. So I think my, 1 sweater, 1 small project, 1 shawl, I think I'll have always one of those will be an existing project that I need to finish. So to that end, I have my starting point wrap by Joji Locatelli that I just have to finish. So you knit these 2 panels that join in the middle, and then you have to knit the middle triangles. I just have to knit the middle triangles left.
Yeah. Now, my only dilemma with this, though, is cowls and shawls.
So I would consider a cowl a small project, for the most part.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's really not, like, they're not, like, as small as a sock.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to expand the definition to, like, a sweater, a shawl, a small project, and a sock.
Maybe. And I'm not so into socks right now. So my socks are just kind of on the back burner, and I'm really enjoying hats and cowls, so maybe I'll kind of intertwine those. And
I really like having a sock on the needles just because it's easy when I'm just tired and I just want to knit, but I don't want to think.
Yeah, except all of mine are at the heel, and so I've just kind of tucked them aside.
Okay, so here, comment below, do you think Sandy should finish her socks? No, don't comment because I know what you're going to say.
You can comment, but...
Yeah, because it'll be on mine. I have to moderate it. No, I think...
Yeah, I think I'll get back into the socks
But you do heel flap and gusset, right?
I do. And I like
That's why.
doing it.
Yeah.
I like doing it, but
they're time consuming.
and I just have to think, right? You have to count and you have to pay
That's why I
attention
think
a
I
little bit.
really like Fish Lips Kiss. If they fit you properly, but some people they don't, because if you have a higher instep or something, they may not fit
I have
properly.
a very high instep.
I do too, but I don't really, because I knit on a bigger size, it probably doesn't make as much of a difference. But I just find it's one of those skills that I just remember now.
Yep. But I've noticed that I get so much more enjoyment out of wearing a cowl, a hat, a shawl, and
as
I
opposed to
don't
a
wear
sock.
my socks. So I think
Okay,
that's where
yeah.
I'm taking a break. I think I'll get back to
Yeah.
it though.
Well, you know what? I feel like socks are a really good summer project too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They are and easy to take along with you.
Now the part where Sandy and I are going to talk about my VKL haul. If you are curious to find out what Sandy picked up, check out by the Lakeside and you'll see all of her fun stuff, of which there was plenty.
There was a lot.
There's a lot. There's a reason why we're breaking this into 2 pieces, because
Yes.
it's a lot. So let's get started.
Let's do it.
Okay. The Friday 1st of Vogue, we went to the Shelly Can Knits
Shelly
Shelly Can booth and got a wonderful tote bag,
Yep, we each got one.
which we used this pretty much the entire time except for the Sunday.
Yeah.
So I think the Sunday I used my knitter's backpack instead. But this was needed because we had so much stuff to carry around and acquisitions.
huge.
It's gigantic.
Yeah, it's perfect
Yeah.
for a show
It's awesome.
or knit night.
And I thought I used to have the Woolalooya bag. I still have it. And I used to use that for shows. This is like twice the size.
Yeah, and I like the shape of it. It's a little bit deep.
Yeah, exactly.
nice.
As opposed to shallow and wide. This for Rhinebeck for next year, if I was going, would be my Rhinebeck bag because it's awesome. So, what went into this bag, you are asking yourselves. Well, let's put this down on the floor.
A lot went into this bag. Where are we going to start?
I'm going to start within the front and then work my way to,
Okay.
well, closer to me and then towards the camera. Okay.
I wish that they could see.
It's quite the setup. But
Yeah.
we'll start with nice and knit.
Okay.
Because this is actually, I think, the last ones that I picked up. So
Yes,
we're actually
on
kind of going
Sunday,
reverse. On Sunday.
right?
Exactly.
This is so you.
So I picked up 2 skeins. They have it's a free pattern, I think. They're tartan hat.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah,
the
it's
one
beautiful.
that they did. It's a really beautiful, simple colorwork hat that uses these 2 colors plus a gray worsted. I think it's a gray, right? For the ribbing?
No, it was a red, like the poinsettia color.
Oh, is that what it was? I
Yeah,
remember
and it was in
you know what?
holiday time, but
The
you
sample
could definitely put a
Yeah.
dark gray with that.
I have all kinds of other worsted samples and stuff at home.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that. But these I bought to do that hat with. This is Black Watch, as in Black Watch plaid, and this one is tartan, which the 2 of them together are really great. So I can't really tell you how much this feels like one of the nicest worsteds. It feels nice and soft already.
And kind of plump.
It's very plump, and I think the twist will be really nice. It would show really good cables, but that pattern doesn't have cables. Unless I modify it to add some cables in.
could do
I might do
that.
that. I might do that. Anyway, those are really lovely. So
They
I love
are.
those. So I don't mean to be disrespectful to the yarn, but there's so much to go through.
No, we'll gather it up later.
We will, don't worry. The floor's clean.
And if anything makes its way under my desk, it's okay.
Whoops. And then I was gifted 2 skeins of yarn, which I love these colors. And surprisingly, I actually love the colors together.
Yeah.
That wasn't the intention.
Nope.
But Dragon Horde Yarn,
Tristan.
gave me this one, which is called The Cunning. And this one, the color name comes from Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Can I just say?
Yes.
I binge watched that while I was getting the last of my bags ready for Vogue.
Yeah.
Binged. I could not stop.
It's so
and
good,
I
right?
loved it.
Have you watched the holiday special?
Yes.
I haven't watched it yet because
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Sebastian to catch up. But
Well,
I
it
might
was
just have to
it
do
was ready, and so I watched everything, and then I watched that one at the end.
It's so good, isn't
Loved
it?
it.
Yeah.
So this makes this even better.
So that's
now.
where that one's from.
And look at that color in there. There's like a
It's not just all purple.
it's beautiful.
I love that. And in fact, I think there's actually some of this this is called Roasted Pumpkin, and this one is from Yarn Cafe Creations.
And that's Christy, and they are the mother and daughter behind the girls in the Yarn Cafe.
Right. And they have come, and we hung out at Rhinebeck last year. Not 2018, 2017. And
They're
like
the
really,
sweetest.
those colors are actually pretty awesome together.
They are.
Don't know what
Yeah.
I'm going to do with them yet together, but I think I'm going to find a pattern for them. So those are awesome. Those, because they were gifted, will be placed here, not chucked over this. I feel bad about doing that now.
No.
Okay, well, it's sort of like
Oh, 'cause
medieval
you didn't know where to
times,
put
right?
them when you were done, right?
Yeah, it's like medieval times. Pff, goes the bones, right? I'm going to talk about primrose because I got a bunch of primrose next, which I'm going to say normally when I think, I'm going to go this order. When I think of primrose, I think of really great speckles and just amazing. Like Kelsey and her team make the most amazing colorways.
Yeah.
And her bases are really good. I'm not going to lie, I splurged a lot and got a lot of Margaux. And her Margaux is one of her MCN bases.
I feel like Primrose is one of those brands or dyers that when you see a skein, you kind of know it's theirs.
Yeah, there's a bit
lot
of his signature, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it just has this beautiful look and combination.
Really, so
of
much
colors.
so,
Yeah.
right? And I got 3 skeins of her Margaux base. This is called Crime of Passion. This is her MCN
I love the
base.
names.
And the colors are, there's green, there's rust, there's blue, there's purple, there's gold, and it's all on sort of a gray tonal base. So I have 3 of those. This I have a design in mind for that I'm going to create myself.
Oh, that's exciting.
So that's not for a pattern, that's for something I'm going to make. So that's one. Sorry about the thud. I think you're like, Glenn's who's downstairs, is gonna be like, what's with all this thumping on the floor?
It's the
yarn. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at these.
This is a newer colorway of theirs called Elderberry, which, hello.
I love it.
So I didn't intend to buy this for this reason, but it feels very holiday, doesn't it? Between the greens and but sophisticated holiday.
Yeah,
Right? Like it's very Nordstrom-y.
it's beautiful.
Don't you think? It's stunning.
It's very rich.
And I think that that's going to be another design I'm going to create. I shall create for myself.
I feel like there's a lot of your colors in there.
There are.
There's like a rusty color.
Yeah.
And the wine
And
color.
And let's, we're going to come back to sort of rusties and browns and stuff because I have some other stuff that I've been buying in that color frame, which is not like me. Normally I'm all about the grello, right? But this color, love
Yeah,
it.
it's beautiful.
So we got 2 of those, which I actually had thought about doing this for the Formation Cowl, which is my new VKL pattern.
Oh.
I thought about it, but I have other colors I'm going to actually do for that as well.
Yeah.
But I really liked this, so I had to have that. So that's 2. And then I got another 2 skeins, and these 2 are very different than the
I would
previous.
never have expected this from you either.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of shockingly different. And I feel like I have another design in mind for a hat and cowl set that will be placed in these 2 colors. Bam. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, very different, right?
Yeah.
This one is called Work Zone. These are also in the Margaux base. And this one is called Crystal Lake.
Love it.
So what I can't stand is all of the tonal variety in this.
Yeah.
Like, hello. It's subtle, but it's delicious, and I can't even.
I want nail polish in this color.
Ooh.
Like this is a very
Yeah.
unique red.
It's sort of like coral meets
Yes.
fire engine red. Like it's kind of like it's got the intensity of fire engine red, but it's more of a coral. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
I love it.
It's
I love it. And these
beautiful.
2 together, I just put them together like in the hand and went, I've got to do something with these together. So
Yeah.
I have an idea for another design that I'm going to do out of these. So that's a hat and cowl set.
So you have a busy year ahead of you.
I have a lot of designs coming out this year, I can already tell. But I won't be at Rhinebeck this year, so I've got some stuff, other plans that I also have to have ready in time for Rhinebeck. So stay tuned. Wish me luck. But that's Primrose.
Yeah.
So I'm going to it's getting like a mountain of yarn at the bottom.
Now you're just gingerly dropping them.
Trying to. Well, it is MCN, so one gingerly drops the MCN. The other big, so I got a bunch of Primrose. The other P brand that I bought, I got a lot of Plucky, y'all. I have become Pluckified, and I can't help it. I love Plucky, and Okay, I've got to get into it because I'm looking at
I mean,
the
who doesn't?
gorgeousness, right?
Who doesn't like this?
Right? I just had to. Okay, so when we were wandering around, we picked up this one base and thought, what the heck is this? It is so nice. This is the Beauregard base, and it's a DK, and it's yak and cashmere. And I had always thought that yak would be like horrifyingly stiff and stuff. It's not. It is so nice.
It is so luxurious.
Oh, and this camel color, I knew I had to make something out of this. And this is called In a Jif, is the colorway.
Yeah.
As in Jif peanut butter.
Yum. The best.
And I was just like, oh, it's just like, it's
heaven.
amazing.
It's heaven.
And I have a couple of hat patterns in my queue that require DK. And I thought, for me, because I has no hair, I'm gonna put this I'm gonna make it into a hat.
Yeah. Now, would you do like a simple pattern for that, or would you do something like with a cable?
You know what? If I have enough yardage, I might do something with a simple cable or traveling stitch or something to give some texture. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the haloing, because there's a slight halo to it, it will be a very subtle thing. I think if you were looking to have like really big cable pops, you'd be disappointed with this. But I could be proven wrong. Like, I don't know how this thing blocks out. So, but I'm kind of thinking I might do something with a very subtle texture to it. We'll see.
Yeah.
But the one that I'm thinking of specifically has a lot of traveling stitches in it. So we'll see. I might have to swatch first and find out. Yeah. So there's that one. The Plucky can stay here. The Plucky can stay up top. I also bought 2 of these skeins. Now, this I was not intending to buy. I didn't even look at the price. I felt it. I loved it. I loved the name of the color, and I just had to buy it.
And then the name of
and then I saw my receipt after I bought it and went, whoa, what have I done? But I did it, and this is 100% yak. This is their yakety base, and it is this wonderful tonal gray. I think it's probably dyed, although it looks like it could be undyed.
It's beautiful.
But I bought 2 skeins. This is technically considered, I think they said it is actually a sport base. It's a little bit more yardage than a DK, but you could probably use them interchangeably, you know, if your gauge was right. Mm-hmm. This is called Sea Salt, which, hello, I think I'm actually going to design a cowl for these, and I might have to hold it double. So just saying, you might see a yak-based cowl because cowls are kind of the thing.
I'm loving cowls this year.
Yeah, we're loving cowls. So I think this is going to be a cowl.
It looks really good with this color.
Right? Grello for life.
Yep.
L-Y-F-E, life. And this is actually the color of my, I won't say my winter coat because it's more of like a fall seasonal coat. It's, I don't know, it's like a pea coat. It's in this color, but I haven't worn it this winter because it's been too cold when I need a coat.
Yeah.
So it's been all about the puffer this year. Anyway, so that's more Plucky. But oh no, I did not stop there. I kind of went a bit insane over 2 days buying 5 skeins.
But how could you not?
Of Plucky Primo fingering. I might need your help.
This is irresistible, though.
I bought the collection. I bought the whole collection. No, I bought a lot of, I think, really, really great colorways.
Yeah.
Smudge, Early Light, Ogre, Strut Your Stuff, and Barn Door. Which, like, hello, come on, guys. Like, for real.
Like, if you hadn't made a Second Avenue wrap,
this would be a perfect Second Avenue wrap.
This would be perfect.
Yeah. Now, I bought these over 2 days, and it just so happens the color all works out together.
Yeah.
Because I think I bought these 2 first, and I don't know why, because jewel tones, not my thing. I don't know why I would have bought them, or maybe I know I bought these. Oh, yeah, I did buy these 2, because I almost bought Strut Your Stuff again the second time.
And then those together.
And then I think I bought these 2 together, or these 3 together. So then when you add them all together, But then I also had to buy a mini. So I bought a mini in the Primo fingering, and this one is called Happy Camper. So I feel like this all wants to be something.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of options. One of them was that new Stephen West pattern, which I cannot remember at the moment.
Let me see, because
if you can look that
while
I talk.
Right?
I did, yeah. So he has a new part of his what was it called? Hybrid Knitting Collection. I think it's called his Hybrid Knitting Collection. And there's a really, really long shawl that you make out of this, which would be almost more of like a schlanket. Like
Yes.
it's big. It's really, really big. I think I sent you the actual link to it. I don't think I sent you the picture.
Okay.
So anyway, as we're looking, there's a couple of options. There's another Amy Miller pattern out. That's
Yeah.
a really straightforward
I liked that one too.
Yeah. Which again uses, I think, Plucky.
Yes.
I think it's also in Plucky. So that would also be really
Oh, this is the Amy Miller
Oh, the
one.
Spring Fever
Show
one.
that first.
Yeah.
So that's Spring Fever.
Which,
Kind of like color blocked.
yeah, it's all a color block scarf. It's all like, you know, it's just a flat scarf, but it looks like it would really show off the colors to a really good advantage. And then as we're scrolling,
I have to scroll because we chat a lot.
we do. We do. We're very
a lot
chatty.
of stuff here.
Yeah, we're very, very chatty. So scrolling.
Updating.
Scrolling. More scrolling. Oh my gosh.